No longer so. Now you've seen a totally different environment developing around young people, around the different programs and activities that are taking place within the community. And it's an awesome transformation to have witnessed over the past 30 years. Just churches within various communities just going on doing the work of the Lord, bringing the different social intervention programs and, of course, the spiritual programs that so many. I mean, I've got men in our church that were gunmen, murderers, but their lives have been transformed. And to watch people from different communities also coming into the community from different professional backgrounds coming in the community and feeling more comfortable doing so because no longer is that threat of violence and the fear that existed before. In fact, I can walk that community any time of day or night. I've been doing that for many, many years. And oftentimes, people will hear of different things taking place in Spanish Town, but not actually being a part of the environment, knowing the people and recognizing that these people are not quite as one would have made it to be. And we're grateful that many who you would push forward for these violence, be it politically or for crime and whatever. So many of them have died. I want to share today we have people coming from across the border, going across the border and borders. People are losing their fear, and the community is coming together in a wonderful way. And I want to say to all those out there in the media landscape, come in the community and actually get a good feel of it instead of using the history of the community to determine what it is, because we are a part of the community and we are working assiduously to make the community better consistently. The community has changed and there is more work to be done. But transformation is a process, and I have watched this transformation for 30 days. Join us, join the Ministry of Eternal, join the 10,000 man march, and come and see the great work that God is doing in Spanish Town that we can be proud of and we can rejoice with the change that is taking place.
Good day. My name is Dr. Karen Powell, and I am a proud member of the Dela Vega City community where I grew up for 28 years before leaving. I moved into Dela Vega when I was 6 with my parents, and I would spend all my formative years there. At that time, De La Vega City had a bad reputation. Let's not put it mildly. I remember when you wanted a job, you used the address of somewhere else because what was the norm for our community was being in the news for murder and mayhem. I remember clearly when I was 16, one night I was at home and there was a knock on the door and it was my aunt. And she came and she was crying, and my mother was like, "What's happening?" It was a Sunday evening. They were just coming from church and they came home to find my two cousins, one 16 years old, the other 9 years old, both stabbed to death in their house. Doreen was stabbed over 100 times, the mortician said, and Lisa was stabbed almost over 100 times as well. That was what got me into church because I freaked out. I couldn't think, I couldn't understand what had happened to my family. And that got me to the Lighthouse Assembly. And that was where I also met the founder of the 10,000 Men and Their Families movement, Bishop, then now Apostle Dr. Ron Edwards. The initiative has been profound in the De La Vega City community. We moved from a community known for violence and murder to a community known for excellence. From the community, we now have persons like myself. I'm a bank manager. We have principals, we have lawyers, we have doctors, and we are very proud of where we have come from over the last 20 years. I'd like to encourage any law abiding citizen, anyone who has an interest in seeing Jamaica move from one of violence to one where we can work together, to come together and join us in however way you can make a difference. Whether it is working with your youth clubs, whether it's working with the police youth clubs, whether it's working with your church, or working with the 10,000 Men and Their Families movement, and just make a difference by turning up and being present. Be present, be a voice for your community. because you can make a difference.
I'm a justice of the peace. I'm also the commandant for the cadet corps located in Dela Vega City. I'm also a member of the Benevolent Society. The crime rate within the community, there's a significant change to what it was. Basically, back in the days, the crime and violence was very high, and currently we have a 360 turnaround. I would give thumbs up to the churches in this development. There are different groups within the community, like the cadet corps, the football, basketball, netball. So I would recommend anybody to come and live in De La Vega City because of the central place that we are and the low crime rate within the community.
Is Joan Black, aka Sharon. I've been a resident in Dela Vega from 1979 at the age of 16. Now, my community is one that people might think is volatile, and a lot of people they're saying that we are ghetto and we're a garrison, but they cannot differentiate us between that. Anyway, the thing that people are saying that we are really crime prone, but I'm going to tell you, from then until now, our community has come a long way, very far, very, very far. Inception, yes, our crime was up, but from the church came in and be a part of De La Vega. De La Vega has swing differently. And we also make sure that we as community members play integral role in it. We made sure we form groups for representation and we form activities to keep our kids, our adults and everybody, and even seniors, to keep them active. So therefore, deviation from crime, that was one of our main targets. I am also the administrator coordinator of our De La Vega City Homework Center that we have now, that is 15 years old, and also a vice president of the Benevolent Society, who are the spokesperson and work on behalf of the community. Now, we are here, things were, I'm telling you, were bad, and I can tell you one of it. Maybe a lot of people don't even understand why, but I can make it known clearly because I've been there. De La Vega is mostly prone because of our political affiliates. And everybody know that we are on political bias. We are treated in that format because many times we go out there to make representation for our community and they cannot tell us where we stand because on their list of garrison, we are supposed to be getting help from agencies. But then when they said no, our churches, they play integral role in it. They make sure that crusades and they keep services and the persons really play a role in that. So from now, our crime is like next to none. We live happily and it's now on the street. De La Vega is the safest place to live in Spanish Town.
The jelly man, right? I sell in here over 40 odd year. And I live at De La Vega City over 40 odd year, right? And I live in this community when it was out of hand, very bad, very bad. Every day, almost every day, brother, oh, them kill them brother, them kill them brother, them kill them brother, them kill them brother. Until Bishop Edwards come in and with the church. And when him come in with the church, he go from one corner to the next corner and preach the gospel. But I wasn't a Christian at that time. I was a worldly at that time. Right? And this man do a job in Dela Vega City where no minister could do. Right? And right now, brother, I can tell you, this Dela Vega City change from one corner to the other. Everybody respect this man of God, right? And now, and now, I'm doing Now I into his church, right, and I find this bishop is one of the best in St. Catherine.